Right, this is a quick walk around video. This is for a Honda Civic 1.8 EX GT automatic. Facelift version, as you can see, with this new style grille on the front there. But a huge specification car. This particular car, lovely service history, just 45,000 miles on the clock. And it's in very nice condition. Finished in Nighthawk black, as you can see. Really good looking car. Just going to go around the car for you. Just do the lenses first on the front. All the lenses are in good order. There's no cracks, condensation or otherwise in those. Bonnet is in very good condition for a black car, which pretty much shows every mark possible. They look grand, but they really do show the marks. But there's only a handful of very minor stone chips on there, which you'd expect on any car 6 or 7 years old. Come down the off side of the vehicle, the near side even, get there in the end. Alloy wheel, very good condition, just a minor bit of curbing on there, but very small indeed. Panel works all very clean and crisp. There will be the odd minor little mark on there. I mean, it's as I said, black is a beautiful colour, but does show the odd mark. But as I said, they certainly don't detract from the car in any way, and you've got to hunt to find them. Rear alloy, again, very nice condition. Come around the back of the car here, colour-coded rear parking sensors, all in full working order, standard equipment on these later EX models. And then come to the off side of the vehicle as well. Again, clean and crisp, there's no indentations, car parking dinks or anything in there at all. Rear alloy again on this side, wonderful condition, not a mark on there. Really is, and it's a fabulous looking car in really good condition. Bear in mind, EX GT is the absolute top of the range, so big spec car now, black leather, panoramic roof, and this Nav system as well. But externally in very nice order. So coming to the boot area of the car, you can see their parcel shelves all there and intact. Absolutely cavernous boots on these Civics, and all the carpets and fabrics in the back here in absolutely wonderful condition. Very well kept indeed. Obviously you've got 60/40 fold on the rear seats. Up there, power outlet, so any sort of obviously got inflation kits on these with the pumps. Little cubby hole underneath here, again all the rest of it in lovely order, doesn't look like anything's ever been in the back of that. Little plug of that, drop it down very cleverly, you can then end up with another sort of 6 or 7 inches depth of boot space in there. So near side rear door card, absolutely unmarked. Back of the seats, passenger seat and driver seat, all in really good order. So not always given. Your kids' feet and banging on the back of seats doesn't always result in sort of the back of seats being very good condition. But here you can see the rear seats in the upright position. This forms part of the magic seat affair in the back here. So you end up with this huge amount of cavernous extra space in the back if you so wish. Really clever design. To pop them down, literally pull the lever up, drop it down, it clicks into place. Exactly the same on that one there. That's with one hand. Brilliantly engineered by Honda as always. And then you can see the obviously black leather interior there. It's all in very fine order indeed. So coming to the front of the car now, driver's door card again, pretty much looks like new there. New style plastics on these facelift versions, much more resistant to scratching than the earlier bright silvers. But it's all in fabulous order. Driver's seat, pretty much unmarked. It looks absolutely beautiful. Come across to the passenger one there. Again, really fine order indeed. And door card on that side again in equally good condition. Just to show up there, you've got this lovely big panoramic roof. Lets a lot of natural light into the car, so really lovely to on days like today. Okay, so inside the car now, engine's running as it has been all the way through in the video. Just to quickly go down there, just to show you, full owner's manual pack for the car, navigation system, and your original Honda locking wheel nut set as well. Dashboard is in absolutely superb order. It looks pretty much like new. Nav system, as you can see, main control there, all really simple and easy to use. Maps all absolutely spot on. Pixelation for the ventilation and temperature controls, again absolutely as they should be. Coming down here, See, automatic gear lever, full automatic model on these cars, not the earlier iShift. And then you've got heated seats there for front seats, and work absolutely perfectly. Oops, put it on there. And then in here we've got a little centre console with, you know, your little cup holder as well. In the centre console here, I'm not sure you can actually see it, but hopefully you can. You've got all your auxiliary leads, power points and everything in there as well. Again, standard on these, so iPhones can be plugged in and charged up. Coming across, multifunction steering wheel, obviously audio top left, cruise control top right, hands-free functions bottom left, and information display on the bottom right there. Auto lights and auto wipers. And if I pan in here, you can see there 45,856 miles, engine's running, there's no warning lights on the car. But a fabulous, fabulous looking dashboard, it really, really is. Coming down here again, obviously electric window controls, electric wing mirrors, they're power folding just to show you they all work exactly as they should, which you would expect. So quickly just to show the service book, 7 service stamps in the book there, so a beautifully, beautifully maintained car, last serviced in November, so very recently serviced at 45,529 miles. So finally, just under the engine bay here, all presented absolutely beautifully as you expect from Honda. Fabulous engines, incredibly tough. What should follow now is a short video road test of this very car. Right, this is a quick road test. This is for a Honda Civic, and it's a 1.8 EX GT, top of the range car. This particular vehicle is registered YY09KGN, and mileage at the start of this road test is 45,849 miles. The reason we do the road tests is that we want customers to see the vehicle in operation prior to coming to see us. Obviously we want to give them the confidence to do so, knowing that the car advertised is this car in question in this particular case, and so I can give you any feedback on the vehicle, good, bad or otherwise, and I do that relating to the car. I also, on the videos, try and do it in much the same order as any prospective buyer would do it themselves, and look at the major mechanicals and then go through the interior of the car in the short time I've got to be able to do that. Just a quick background on the vehicle. As you probably know from the previous video, if it's done in time, this had just 2 private owners from new. It's got a lovely service history attached to it. It's been very, very well looked after. This is a 2009 model, and it is the facelift version as well. Very easy to tell on these, of course, because this has now the full automatic gearbox, which replaced the iShift gearbox on the car. Gearbox, the iShift, which was loathed by many, loved by many. I thought it was brilliant personally, but unfortunately it was rarely explained to new customers correctly. But that's by the by. But this gearbox is a wonderful, wonderful Honda box, but more of that in due course. So starting with the engine, literally just dropped the driver who's collected the car for us, and he's just been on a 150-mile trip to us in the car and was eulogising about it. The car starts absolutely first press of the button, because obviously you've got a button start in the Civics, and settles to a lovely, even, settled idle. Engine pulls really sweetly. If I just put my foot down, they absolutely sing. They really, really do. And this is a wonderful example of a simply superb engine. An engine whose reliability and longevity certainly is simply unmatched in its class. There's not another manufacturer that produces an engine as good as this in terms of, you know, what it does. You know, it just starts unfailingly, delivers great economy, great performance, lovely soundtrack. It's just a really lovely unit. And this particular model, said there's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter, but it's absolutely spot on. Just worth pointing out again, they are cam chain driven engines, so there's no cam belt service on these cars. Again, quite often you'll buy a used car with 40-50,000 miles only to find out that you've got a big cam belt change service looming, and they could cost sort of £500 or so. This engine is then mated, as I said, to this Honda automatic gearbox, wonderful gear change, absolutely seamless. It's a perfect companion to the engine, in all honesty. It loses a couple of mpg to the old iShift box, but that's only by dint of one less ratio. But it's a brilliant box. This particular example, again, shifts are absolutely perfect. I can't detect an ounce of wear in it in any way, shape or form. Likewise, when it comes to steering suspension, steering tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations, there's no it's a pull left, right or otherwise. It's lovely and precise. I absolutely adore the power steering on these cars. It's a really nice setup. But what it hasn't got, even with the miles it's done, which is relatively low, there's not even a hint of wear in this steering at all. There's no kind of looseness or free play. It's just lovely and tight. Likewise, the suspension of the car, very, very nice riding cars, but they've got a lovely sharpness about the chassis as well, which I really love. It responds really nicely to steering input, but it works beautifully in conjunction with the steering as well. It's got they've matched it perfectly. You've got quick steering with a nice responsive chassis, but it's comfortable as well. There's only sharp ridges that will catch out any car, tend to catch them out, but on roads like this, it just goes on. It's very comfortable indeed. But again, point of the video is to pick up on any issues, but genuinely, there's not a noise from underneath the car that would suggest there's anything untoward in the chassis part of the steering of the car at all. There's no these sort of secondary noises you sometimes get on cars, which are little anti-roll bar drop links or suspension struts, where they're not unsafe, they're passing MOT, but they just have a kind of a looseness about them which detract from the solidity of the car itself. Brakes on the car, absolutely rock solid, lovely brake pedal on the vehicle, pulls up lovely and straight, no vibrations or pulsing from the brake pedal, so again, all in really, really nice order. Nice quiet car on the move, so it looks like all the seals are in good order as well. Windscreen well sealed, sunroof well sealed, because obviously you've got the panoramic roof on these EX GTs. Just got to check the cruise control, and that's working absolutely spot on. It's going to go in for a pre-delivery inspection literally in the next 10 minutes or so when I've finished, and it'll have an engine service at the same time. Looking inside the car, it said we've not touched it yet, it's not been valeted, but it's not going to take very long. It's a lovely clean car. I absolutely love these vehicles inside. I think they are genuinely one of the nicest cars ever produced. It's not only is it functional, it's an incredibly interesting place to sit. During the daytime now, you've got just a mine of information, easy to use, easy to master, but just done in such a beautifully styled way. It could be in nothing other than a Honda Civic, and it is all the better for that, I think. In a world of template dashboards with binnacle here, centre stack there, variations on a theme, but they're all exactly the same in reality. Here we've got something completely different, but actually works better than those, in my opinion. You've got a dead simple, easy to use Nav System on this GT model. Press climate control, scroll through the functions really simply, major master control there. It's simple, it's not like a BMW iDrive stupid thing which you have to go into loads of little menus, take your eyes off the road. I hate those things. But what I love, my favourite part of the dashboard in all honesty, is the bit directly in front of me, this high up MPH display, digital display. That gives me a crystal clear speedo readout, which I can see out the corner of my eye, very easy. As I'm looking at that Land Rover in front, I know exactly the speed I'm doing without taking my eyes off the road. It is a stroke of genius, it really is. These later 2009 models also benefit from this revised interior plastics, much more resistant to scratching, accidental scratching with fingernails and marking like that. Also the plastics around the gear lever here and around the window switches, which in the past were bright silver, and they wore away relatively easily. It was all beautifully built, but they just wear and leave you kind of with you see the black plastic underneath, which is a bit unsightly. These are infinitely tougher. I've never seen one wear out at all. Coming back to the dashboard, obviously below the speedo, we've then got the more conventional readout there, and that's for your obviously rev counter and information display. Multifunction steering wheel, all functions working absolutely beautifully. So we're going to go through pre-delivery inspection anyway, so if you pick up at anything, we can always feed that back to you. But based on this short test drive, honestly, if there was an issue with the car, I would tell you, and I do tell people. But if you're going to come and see the car, you're coming to see a car that drives exactly how Honda intended. Obviously, if I've missed anything out on the video, don't hesitate. Do give me a call, and I'll obviously happily look into anything that you may wish to know about the car.